Kaboosh! What's up, everybody? Spamming Eris emotes in the chat, so I felt like doing an Eris opening there. But what's going on? Happy Tuesday. Yeah, we got it's a much lighter feel tonight, I think. I already talked to all 4 of the people that are competing in tonight's pools, and it sounds like we're good to go. We're also only doing 1 pool tonight as opposed to 2 that we did yesterday, so that makes things considerably easier. But we'll just be running through, kind of the standard stuff. So we'll just go right down the list that you see below me. So Oni and Deadshot will be starting it off tonight. Actually, okay, so there is a little bit of a twist, because Weasel did ask me to delay his match as much as possible so that he could make it home. But he should be able to play. So Mr. J will likely be on deck after that first set. But otherwise, everything else is going smooth, I think. So welcome. Hope everyone's week, the beginning of their week, is going well. As always, shout out to Reggie for the TEKLAB logo. And of course, thanks to the T7 Chicken folks for letting me use the logo for them as well. I'm all about spreading the love and doing all that sort of stuff. What else do we have? Oh yeah, I know one thing I was gonna do. I'll actually do this between the match, because right now what I had previously in the last seasons is you could actually hear the PS4 in the background on this screen, this overlay that I'm using right now. And right now it's just me, so it's like silence aside from my voice, which I do not prefer. I want like at least a little bit of audio in the background. So after we get this first set started, I'll probably tinker with that in the background. But other than that, I think we're ready to go. As always, if anybody has any questions or suggestions or whatever, throw those in the chat. As you can see at the bottom there, the marquee, the offer is on the table if anyone wants to donate to the channel at least $1 in any form, so it can be a sub or cheer as well. If you want to troll the players a little bit, you just hit that dollar minimum, and on the next screen, the in-game screen, I am willing to change their handle to whatever you would like, whatever you request with your donation. So if you want to have a little fun, I also have some clips that I use throughout for certain situations like perfects and whatnot. So it should be a fun time. So let me send out the invitations. I'll actually, I guess just for newcomers showing up in the channel, I'll leave the pool display up for right now, just so you guys can see that while I send the invites. Okay. And like I said, I did already talk to all these guys, so they should be ready to go. With the exception of Weasel. I know Mr. J said that he wasn't going to be ready until like right at 8:30, but we're delaying it long enough that he should be done by the time this set is done. So no issue there. And then as always, I'll update the pool win count on this overlay. But if you guys want to follow along, on your own, exclamation bracket will send you a link to the bracket on challenge, which I'll be updating at the same time. So you guys can do that and let them know. All right, so let's transition over here. Boom. So we are ready to go. So these guys were real quick on the trigger, which is real nice. Oh damn, I was gonna do something for somebody and I totally didn't do that. I might do that after the stream. So just kind of a scheduling note, I guess, if you guys want. So we have pool 3 tonight, pool four tomorrow, and then that will be it. We only have 4 pools. This is a pretty short league. We're just doing 1 week. It looks like in all likelihood we are going to do top 8 next Friday. So I know that's a pretty big gap, but just kind of something to keep in mind. Also tonight, since I don't think that these pools last a couple hours at most, once this is done, I'll probably go offline for a little bit, maybe 20-30 minutes, get something to eat and whatnot, but I think I'm going to be back later tonight playing some lobby matches myself. So if anybody is looking for something to watch later on, wants to watch some Tekken, we'll have some going on. We should, of course, I mentioned this last night, but with AGD or no, sorry, not A, SGDQ going on right now, a lot of eyeballs on that stream over there.
Round
so,
1. Fight.
No hard feelings if you guys watch some games done quick. I've been doing that myself throughout the last couple of days. So, here we go. So we got Oni and Deadshot. So both these guys, or I should say neither of these guys, are new to the TEKLAB Rambats here. So Oni, of course, we have had a lot of fun with because he likes to reversal, and he is pretty good at timing his reversals. So we had some special salt matches going on in past seasons, but right now pretty even. Deadshot, of course, has the red dress. So we'll see if he can do anything with that. This juggle, certainly a good start to that. Oh, the juggle. But it won't matter. Blue stuff. Get him out of that jam. So Deadshot takes first blood for tonight's pool. Long, extended sweep. With that last hit. Little, first match of the night, so I'm not gonna hate on these guys too much, but Deadshot, even though he did end up winning a round, just kind of ended up getting 3 or 4 juggle starters in a row. Having a little issues dropping them. It can always be the connection. You never quite know. Oh, he's got to find his way in. He's got to start doing that offensive Asuka stuff, doing the Tooth Fairy cancels and all that good stuff. Remember, you can duck that second hit of that string, so might be a little bit of a character knowledge issue as well. Oni is a fairly patient player, but you kind of have to take your chances when you get them. There's a 3-2 there from Deadshot, and no duck on that one. Oh, here we go. This is the follow-up. Finally goes for that reversal. I think that's the first we've seen thus far. I think he, like I said, I think the first match of the night, a little jittery maybe. Could also be a connection, but I'm pretty sure that Oni could have tech rolled right there. Off the wall, but there were also some missed whiff punishes that could have helped him out, especially in that last round. Deadshot missed a shove, but whoop, not Oni, sorry. Did the count incorrectly. Not looking at the right one. Although I have a feeling that they're going to switch sides on the end. Well, what's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Excited to be getting through this. I'm honestly just kind of really excited. It's kind of weird because I feel like these Rambats, that's kind of why a lot of people have been tuning in the past few months. But I'm really excited about the future and all the other stuff that we're going to be doing here on this channel. Because in addition to the Tekken stuff, which I will continue to be doing, I'm really excited to start playing Heroes of the Storm again. The wife actually seems like she's getting really excited to play some co-op games with me. So I'm not sure if we're going to start that this week or next week. It's looking better for next week, but since we have this pool tonight and then the last pool is tomorrow, I want to maintain that Monday through Thursday schedule. So right now I don't have anything, in particular to stream on Thursday, so we might actually start start that up. But with the GDQ going on, I was thinking there were a couple of games I think that would be really, really fun to speedrun. So might end up turning this stream into an eclectic bash. But with that being said, we are, of course, still here with the Tekken. And then we'll talk a little bit more about the format and everything that's going on, just for those who are tuning in. Right now, Oni going to try to find some momentum here. Didn't win any rounds on that last one, and it does look like there's some character knowledge issues because he, of course, that string that Miguel just did right at the start of that round. You can duck the second hit, and you can punish the last hit. So, a little bit of a lack of familiarity, it looks like. Also helps that Deadshot. He's a little off on his juggles. They're starting to get a bit more consistent now. His timing has been very good as well, so he's getting a lot of counter hits and such. Right now, he can't really use a super since he doesn't have much life left. It doesn't matter. He can close it out with a poke string. Ooh, while standing 3 went under the mid. Alright, Oni managed to take that first round and find the momentum here in the second round. Already nearly a life half part. Dead shot. Taking away at it. Hitting the big elbow. Oh, Wall, will he finish it? No, not quite. I'm not too familiar with Miguel's wall combos, so I don't know if that works. If he messed up the timing, or maybe if it was a hurt box issue because Asuka's kind of a certain character. Oni once again finding that momentum here. Here we go with the reversals. Love it. It's causing so much salt in past seasons. I love seeing that stuff. There's nobody chickens anymore these days. And nobody seems to, I don't know, think to themselves, okay, you're doing reversals? Great. Now I can start using elbows and mids and blah, blah, blah. People just kind of get ruffled when they start getting reversed.
Round 4. Fight.
Only going to snag a second round, so one more round and he will tie up the set point. So after a really rough first turn, nice counter hit up for 3. Not you know, like insane damage, but nice 40%. No punish on the Tooth Fairy. He's going to get his own big uppercut in return. Of course, has red dress now. Oh, no conversion. Nice elbow. At least he gets something out of it. Oh, again, the elbow. But once again, like, these are, it feels like, these guys are maybe a little shaky right now because, you know, if it's a whiff punish, the elbow is a little bit faster than Tooth Fairy, but, I mean, he could definitely have gotten some Tooth Fairy. And especially on that second elbow, it seemed like he had his punish, like, mindset. Like, he was ready to punish. Like, he had it locked and loaded, so, you know, if you're ready with an elbow, you might as well be ready with the Tooth Fairy if you're going to go that round. So. But either way, Oni's still able to take that round, so he's going to tie up this set here. And then, Mr. J is sending a message. Let him know. So we're going to have, so Weasel did message me, so he's actually home and ready. But since I already told Mr. J that I'm probably going to go with him, since I didn't know when Weasel was going to get back, we'll actually do Mr. J next. So he will be playing the winner of this set. And then, as I mentioned, I was gonna, you know, kind of just comment on the format a little bit. So I mentioned this last night as well, but you know, this league, this season 3, a little smaller than the past seasons. I think I kind of understand why, but you know, for various reasons, we did not get as much interest. So we only have a 16-man league. It's essentially only going to be a week long. The pools are just, you know, yesterday, today, and tomorrow, and then we're probably going to do top 8 next week. most likely next Friday. But yeah, just a smaller league this time around, but that's okay. I'm actually going to use the condensed schedule to kind of try out new stuff afterwards, and then use that extra time to also try to put something bigger together in August, September. So have that to look forward to. Dead shots, getting real aggressive, run up regular grab, no break on that. Oh, he does get the get up kick. Oh boy. Yeah, once again, no punish on that string. Oh, this is a shove. Tooth Fairy whiffed. So Deadshot's now hunting for the counter hit on that string. I'm trying to remember what its what the exact rotation was. I think it's like down forward 3. Oh, there it is.
Round 2.
There's one area that Miguel is really strong in. It's down forward 4, right? Down forward 4, 1, 1. So yeah, I think Deadshot has identified that Oni doesn't really know how to deal with that string, and it's certainly a string that is strong if your opponent doesn't know how to punish it and get around it. So. At the same token, not really on it with the way to punishes is Deadshot. Some Tooth Fairy punishes. Break, of course, +2. I think Deadshot has also identified that Oni is struggling to break around right now. KO. I was gonna say it may not matter, but
round 3.
2-3.
Fight.
Simple PK combo and the wall standing 4 will close it out. Deadshot putting a nice string of rounds here together. Trying once again to get a no round brown. Ooh, nice step on that. It does have a tendency to track, but if you're already off axis, you can get around. Taking a big lead here is Deadshot. He's going to play patient. Or was playing patient. Oh, he's just kind of giving these little, I don't want to call them lame, but like, you know, these little hits here and there, and just kind of ticking away Deadshot's life bar. Be real careful. Obviously, Deadshot has the red dress, so he can pump out the damage here. Oh, and there it is. Blue stuff.
KO.
Weird angle, but he's still able to do a large enough juggle to close that out. So he will take the 2-1 lead. Now, did a little better there, Deadshot, I think. Kind of identifying the weak spots in Oni's game, and you know, kind of understanding that Oni perhaps doesn't know Miguel as well as he should. Okay, we cannot all be perfect. As long as the whole goal, I think, is just to identify, you know, your opponent's weakness. Especially if they have character weaknesses, and you have to abuse that stuff. So, at least doing the right things. And as we wait here, thanks once again, everybody, for tuning in. I mentioned this a bunch, but you know, I understand that SGDQ is going on, all that good stuff. Again, forgot to check my calendar, so I'm not sure if they're doing a Geico thing tonight. I feel like if they were going to do that, they would have already started. And I am not seeing any Geico stream.
Ready for the next battle.
But I guess we'll keep an eye on that and see how that goes. That might affect whether I feel like streaming later on tonight, because I would like to play some Tekken, so I'll do that for sure, but whether or not I stream, I'm not sure, but we'll see. In any case, Deadshot finds himself here on set point, or at least match set point, and we're going back to Twilight Conflict. Already had this stage here in this set. And this was actually the stage we had for match 1, which did not go very well for Oni. In fact, both of Deadshot's wins have been 3-0.
Round
So.
1. Fight.
Now, Oni did, of course, win a match, so it's not like he didn't get it. Oh, boy. There he is. Hunting for that counter hit with that string. Alright, gonna take the frames. Not gonna try to counter hit bait there. Just gonna do another grab. Kind of a weird juggle. No wall break from that one. But still in a very good position here is Oni. He's got the red dress. And he's got Deadshot with his back against the wall. Okay, gonna go with the frame trap there on the blue stuff. This will not reverse it, right? I was gonna say supers go through reversals. So unfortunate there for Oni. He did he made the correct call in the sense that Deadshot did attack him.
Round
But
2.
it was not a reversal. And just gonna spam the magic fours, alright. Okay, I'm gonna say no problem. You're doing highs, I'll do a high crush. Deadshot right back at him with the power crush. That's gonna do big damage. Oh. So that wall combo does hit her. So it must have just been mistimed earlier match. Oh, nice walk. Oh, no follow-up on the Tooth Fairy.
KO.
Did everything right there. Got the sidewalk,
Round 3.
got the Tooth Fairy punish.
Fight.
Just could not convert. So once again, it looks like Deadshot maybe taking his third match win also as a no round. Oh, Oni's not going to come back doing Tooth Fairy. He needs to put together some more damage, but he does have the lead in this round, so still looking good. Deadshot now with the red dress, but he does have a lot of life to give away, so he can just play it safe, kind of tick away. No big deal. This is where Asuka's elbow becomes really, really strong because it's fast, it's safe, it is high, but it's a power crush, so you can go through pretty much anything.
Round 4.
Even super would it wouldn't eat the super, but it's such a quick move that it probably still would raw. In any case, Oni does take that, but Deadshot putting together some offense. See, this is kind of what I'm talking about. Like we have a lot of players that, for whatever reason, when they're playing against Oni, even when they see the reversal, they still opt to do a reversible move. Like when you see that, you have to either go low or use, one of your elbows or knees or whatever it is you have that's unreversible. Now, at this point, Deadshot does have access to the super art, so he sees that reversal again. Take advantage of it. Oh, follow up on trip. Oh boy. Oh
Final
boy.
round.
Yeah, I want to see some chickens too, man. But chickening is very, very hard these days. It was much more common in older settings when you had smaller move lists and characters didn't have nearly as many strings. But if you're gonna, oh, there he is. So now I'm thinking that that's probably why Deadshot is using that string, because it's a knee followed by an elbow, so that's not reversible. Oh boy, Tooth Fairy. Oni can definitely put some damage together here. Okay, opts not to spend the rage. Now he's going to do it for the mix-up, but does not get... Oh, there's the reversal. Okay, low punish. Oh, boy. Nice win there, though. So it looked like Oni was putting together some good offense, but Oni was... or not Oni, excuse me. Deadshot putting together very good defense. Alright, so that will close that out. I'll update the count here in just a second. Alright, and then we will be inviting Mr. J here. Alright. Okay, update the count for you guys. Now, as has been the case throughout, it's still very important that even though Deadshot won, Oni still got on the board. Because as we saw last night, I mean, it would have been a completely even though we could have kept, you know, the set records, like, you know, the wins and losses, you know, who won the set, that could have stayed the same. But, you know, if Just Frame Eye Socket could have gotten himself, you know, maybe just a couple more match wins in his earlier sets, he could have been right in it there at the end. So it's really important to, no matter what happens, just try to at least make it out of the set with a win or two, because you definitely want to get on the board. And I forgot to get the background noise going on this this thing. Wonderful, a 2-bar. Oh, are you showing 2-bar with Mr. J? Because I show 4. So, okay, so just kind of a reminder, while it's still syncing right now. So, unfortunately, so, you know, online Tekken kind of is what it is. 3 bars and above is considered playable. But if it's just an issue, even if you go below 3 bars, if it's just an issue between the 2 players, there's not much that we can do. We have to play it out. So in this case, even if Mr. J is showing as a 2-bar for Deadshot, he's showing as a 4-bar for me. So it's likely just, you know, a distance thing between the 2 players or something. I can actually, you know, kind of vouch for, you know, I get 5 bars with Chicago, but I'll get 4 bars with most of the Minnesota players for some weird reason. Even though Chicago and Minneapolis are, you know, the same distance from me. You know, the way that my ISP communicates with them up in Minnesota just always gets me a bit.
Commencing mission.
But I always get 5 bars with all of the Chicago guys, so figure it out. So this will probably be a weird match then. Because if it's really laggy, you know, I'm sure we're going to see some missed punches and stuff, so we'll kind of see how that goes. Now, Mr. J, if I remember correctly, he was Asuka, or not, Katarina player, or at least that's who he played in the previous season, so interestingly, we're seeing a little bit of a switch here. So far, so good. Just playing kind of defensive.
KO.
Nothing too fancy. Just
Round 2.
kind of letting it rip.
Fight.
Sorry, I'm messing with something here in the background. So, as much as I like Streamlabs OBS, some issue. Loves to be kind of so now we can do it. 6BBBB, what's up, Phil? How's it going? So pretty back and forth round here. Now Deadshot did burn his rage.
Round 3.
No need for me to commentate any further. Mr. Steve blows it out. Now it's hard for me to tell if the connection is an issue. Oh, hold on. My cat is being a bitch. So, damn, he's ringing away. Having a problem with him messing up the carpet. Just did it. He ran away as soon as he was done. Alright, so both with the red dress. So essentially one hit will do it for either person. Oh, nice little fake out there.
Round 4.
Mr. J could not pop the blue stuff. Enough time. And that night got thing is... Thought I changed it. Sorry, I know my commentary is a little weird right now. All of a sudden, these little itty bitty things that I need to update. Alright, so once again, pretty close round. So I'm wondering if the connection, and it doesn't look like there's been really a big issue as far as like juggling and stuff. have a thank you turn, so hopefully the connection figured itself out. And running threes and close it out.
Final round. Fight.
Very nice. Challenge is now making that. Mr. J, okay, no break on the 1+2. Nice. 1+2 in return. Okay, no spacing there, so crouch dash 2 width. Oh boy. Power crush, he does have life to give up. Now Deadshot does have the red stuff. Oh god. That will get really close. Oh, nice block. I don't know if he was just guessing that a low was coming, and it just so happened that that the first part of that string missed. Because that's essentially like a mid-low version of a PK combo, right? So that felt very, very fortunate for Mr. J. But yeah, as I mentioned, like we can even see here, his highest ranked character is Katarina, and that's who I remember him playing. So very interesting that we have a little bit of a character switch. Once again, I really, really wish that I could just skip turn. Why do we not have a skip turn button? Alright, let me update this here real quick. So, Oni and Taifu played. Alright, so now Challenge should be accurate. I do like doing everything through Challenge. It's pretty cool. So, I haven't really had time to mess with the lobby overlay too much, the other overlay that I use, because it's probably easier just to like put a screen cap of Challenge up there. But yeah, so we will so Weasel will be on deck. So I think he's still in the chat. So if you're listening to this here, my friend, you will be playing the winner of this. And we'll kind of see how that goes. Oh, they're switching sides on me. And I will switch the count here in just a moment. There we go. And yeah, just once again, thanks everybody for tuning in. I know at least half the people in the chat here are people playing in the pool, but still, thanks for tuning in. Sending reviews over here. Ooh, same stage. Really hoping that we're not locked in glitch mode. I feel like we had that happened a couple times yesterday. There is a glitch. I don't know if it's only with the PS4 version, but even if players are selecting random, or even if they manually select the stage, for whatever reason, the lobby can be kind of glitched, and it'll just be the same stage over. So hopefully we have not had that before. Mr. J with the red stuff. Oh, he gets the knee and that. Okay. I was gonna say the weird wall splat might have given Deadshot another opportunity, but just barely. I think that was the last hit that once again, just kind of everything going Mr. J's way, although we've had very, very close ones. No exception. Okay, nice trip, not able to get the follow-up. Raven can be especially difficult if they're feeling a little bit of lag.
Round 3.
Got the crazy string back turn offense stuff. We have to crouch that 4, now we're going to the wall. Oh, nice block and punish. Ooh, there we go. Nice break. Nice break. No duck, but he does grab the follow-up.
KO.
Okay, a lot more clean there from Mr. J. 3 straight rounds. So we'll see how this goes. So, but any newcomers to the chat, you know, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. I know, especially with SGD2 going on, you know, it's hard for other people to get eyeballs. Chat. So we have tonight, of course, is pool 3, and then we have pool 4 tomorrow, and that will be it for the pools. Very short lead this time around. And then as far as the online tournaments are going, I'm probably gonna, you know, kind of halt those for a little bit, for you know, at least a month and a half. Talking to some people on the East Coast, gonna try to get something big set up, and may hopefully get some bigger names. Because we had, you know, some big name players, you know, no offense of course to the people that are playing in the league now, but kind of one of the driving things that I think was exciting a lot of people is that we had guys like Mateo and Shadow, and we have Junia playing in this condensed version, but you know, we had a lot of various players. We had Glaciating, who played in the PC tournament last season, so we're kind of missing out on all those guys this time around. So, but what I'd like to do is, rather initially when I first started doing these, the goal was to kind of have this happen non-stop, where we would just, you know, every week we'd have pools running. And I think you know, just because of the cash flow that I have right now, it's a lot easier to, or a lot better, I should say, just to do big tournaments maybe every couple months. I'd like it to still be like, you know, 3-4 weeks long and do round robin pools, because I think people really like those. But I like to, you know, do a bigger pot pool, and you know, hopefully entice some big players. But I think we're going to try to do a different region next time around. He's in so Mr. J is in Ohio. And as far as I know, he's, you know, all those guys are in the Cincinnati area, so,
Round 1.
I don't know, you know, it's, depending on where you are, because I think, yeah, Deadshot is in Kansas City, but, I could be wrong on that, but, you know, he's probably 2 states away, 2, 3, maybe, something like that. But like I mentioned, like, it's, unfortunately not, you know, this is kind of the bane of online Tekken, right? Because even though they're not, you know, strictly speaking too far away, you know, if their connection for whatever reason is bad with one another, there's not really much that I can do. Because I'm seeing 3 bars with Deadshot, for the most part I've been seeing 4 bars with Mr. J. So it's just a connection between the two of them that's missing.
KO.
Deadshot though. So we've been at, so the second match was a little iffy. It was kind of one-sided, but the first match that we had was very close in all the rounds. And this first round here in the third match is turning out to be no exception to that rule. Oh, nice fake out on crouch dash 2. But it's kind of hard to call this one. Like, I don't even want to like use the clips or anything, just because, you know, it sounds like they're having some connection issues, but we don't really have much of a choice but to play it out. But once again, you know, kind of something to keep in mind, you know, if you're Deadshot, is that of the 4 people in the pool, 2 will be making it out. And since he's already won one of his sets, it certainly bodes well for him.
Round 4.
And I guess, you know, it's one of those things, if you're playing in an online tournament, it's not, as long as, you know, there's nothing that we can do about it, so we gotta just kind of let it rock. It's not, you know, what a better way to phrase it, it's a good idea to take advantage of the lag and kind of do things that you normally wouldn't. So like with Miguel, he's one of those characters that has a lot of strings where the second hit is high, but it's going to be pretty tough to do if you're fighting with lag. So might be one of those things where maybe they should use those strings a little bit more, because we saw him adapting pretty well against Omen. So why not? Even though it's kind of weird to say adapt to the lag, but, you know, if it helps you win. Not much that we can do about the connection. The hell with it, right? Just let it rock. Boom. Oh! guesses right on the spacing or the width, but doesn't quite have the spacing. Deadshot finds himself in a tough spot right now. Oh, doesn't quite get the combo extender, but still putting together a lot of damage here. Oh, a nice rage drive. All right. So if you're Deadshot here, so that's really good. So since we were talking about the online connection and stuff, even if Mr. J wins this next match and wins the set, Deadshot's still going to get out of the set with a point. And that's extremely important because, you know, when 50% of the pool is able to advance, you know, anywhere that you can get points is extremely important. But like I mentioned, you know, maybe especially there with that little bit of a comeback in that last round, that Deadshot hat, maybe he figured out you know, some things that he can abuse and use with the lag. And now I'm seeing 3 bars from all of them. I guess one thing to just always keep in mind is that it is free. Nobody had to pay entry for this tournament. And I mentioned this yesterday, since you know, everyone in top 8, you know, so everybody who is advancing from the pools will get something. The minimum is $10, but because we only had 16 people enter, I'm probably going to I'm like 99% sure that I'm going to get something for the 8 guys that did not advance. So I think I just haven't really decided what. You know, it might just be like, you know, an easy, you know, $5 gift card or something, but we'll figure something out. Yeah, and it looks like, I mean, obviously Deadshot already mentioned that he was seeing 2 bars in his end. Mr. J did fight, so Mr. J, you know, I was seeing 4 bars. I think even when Deadshot has been a pretty consistent 3 bar for me, even in past seasons, I think I recall 3 bar. But him and Oni, you know, Oni didn't mention anything. Weird lags. Like I mentioned, it's kind of one of those unfortunate circumstances where there's really not much that we can do. If it was one person, like playing on Wi-Fi or something like that, then we could do something about it.
Round 2.
Deadshot's connection is okay. Nothing is there, but just seems to be between the 2. Right now, Mr. J, you know, might be a moot point. Up here around. Had of course a bigger life lead just a moment ago, but still has the life lead here this time. Okay. Now they're about even. Putting together some stuff. But it does kind of feel like a bunch of craziness, which I'm sure is of course due to the connection quality or lack thereof, if you will. They're just both kind of going crazy. Oh, that certainly didn't look like it was slow. Anyway, all right, both of them. So Mr. J, of course, did hit the counter, the quarter circle forward too, but not able to convert. So right now they're just kind of trading pokes. Kind of playing the spacing, movement game. Alright. 4-4, a little combo here. Goes for a reset deal there, but Mr. J opts to stay on the ground. Still, that shot. Pretty good lead there. Get the punish on the upward 4-4. So Deadshot trying to just come back all together. No break. on the counter to Power Crush. So it does look like Deadshot has adapted a bit to you know, whatever connection issues they're having.
KO.
It's kind of what has to happen. You know, because if it's a connection issue just between the two players, I mean, it sucks to have to say it for competitive Tekken, but you know, if there's lag and you have to deal with it, it's best just to find whatever your best cheap laggy stuff is and try to abuse that. That being said, it didn't really look like they were abusing, either of them were really abusing like lag strats per se, because a lot of what Deadshot was doing was just like poke and stuff. But you know, it's one thing that you know, doesn't become readily apparent until you actually play with it. But if you have pokes and you have poke strings, you know, normally you have to visually react to that or use your visual cues to make a decision on whether or not to challenge something. But when you have lag, it's a lot harder to do that because you're essentially making your decision to challenge, you know, however many frames late. So it's one of the reasons for anyone who's tuned in the past and has watched me play Dan, John Akazama. He plays Noctis, and he's good with Noctis regardless, you know, online or offline, but especially online. Even with a little bit of lag, Noctis's 2-string becomes insanely powerful because you can sort of visually see if he's going to keep doing it or not, but if you're, you know, a few frames late, all of a sudden, you know, you just keep eating the same string over and over and over again. So that could be kind of what's happening here with Deadshot is, you know, with Miguel, it's really hard to take advantage of that weakness that he has and be able to, you know, duck in the middle of those strings if, you know, if you're reacting late. So it looks like that's kind of the strategy that he's using and that he's going for. Now, Mr. J, we are seeing a character switch, and I mentioned this earlier. In the previous seasons, I believe he only played Katarina. My memory could be faulty on that, but I only remember his Katarina. So his Katarina is higher ranked as Master Raven, so I guess he can get it done here. Right now, Deadshot is kind of, you know, once again, like I was saying, like if you get real button happy, and you're just kind of, you're in the zone and you kind of have the spacing and everything figured out, if there's any lag at all, it gets really, really hard to stop. Right now, Mr. J answered back real quick. Oh, wow. I didn't even know there was enough time to do that. Now, Mr. J is still going to be, you know, a half-life roughly, a little above that. So, yeah, 60%-ish. So, certainly not the end of the world. And Deadshot did burn his rage in order to do that. Yep, Mr. J can close it out. Exactly. And this is really where, you know, Katarina, like I mentioned, they're having connection issues. Katarina especially can take advantage of that because, like her 4-4 string, you know, that and her 3-3, not the 3 string. But she's got a lot of stuff that's really hard to interrupt if you're with lags.
Perfect.
Ooh.
Round 4.
And unlike the last round, he's able to close this out. No super to kind of stop the pressure. Mr. J playing fast, which is exactly what you want to do. There's a connection. He's trying to close this one out. Oh, that's punishable, by the way. That's the punishable option. Down for the 2 strings. That's another thing he can abuse up there. Doesn't seem like he's going to need it, though. Back-to-back perfects. All right. And we'll update the counts here in just a second. Kind of letting Yeah, that's my fault. Now, like I mentioned before, it's still really important that Deadshot was able to get wins because he's already won one set, so he has 3 points as you can see there. And then we will get Mr. Weasel Orc in here. He should be online. There it is. Okay, so I'll update the count here in just a second. So yeah, even though he lost that, I mean, he still has the point lead. So that's where we're sitting right now. Deadshot only has one more set, of course, to play. He will eventually be playing Weasel. Now, since Oni's kind of been sitting on the bench for a minute, he will be playing the winner of this set. And then we'll kind of go from there. Update challenge. And once again, anybody who wants to, excuse me, stream lag non-existent. Well, that's good. You mean like latency, as in like how fast I'm responding to you guys, or? Oh, you mean, okay, yeah, the invite. Yep. So I don't know why I didn't activate it right away. I had some weird reason, but Twitch, maybe a month ago or so, did a added a new low latency feature. So there should be hardly any delay between what I'm doing, what you guys see on the screen. So, but I turned that on this past weekend or whatever, and seems to be working out.
Get ready for the next battle.
All right, let me update the names here before I forget. All right, so now Weasel, the last person to actually have yet to play a set, so we'll jump back in here. But yeah, I mean, I know when there's bad connections, it doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel good to play in those sets, and it doesn't feel good, especially when you lose them. But hopefully, Deadshot doesn't feel too bad because, as it stands right now, he's only missed out on 1 point. So the maximum that he could have even gotten is 6, and he has 5. So, if he can win his next set when he gets a chance to play Weasel here, that will guarantee that he gets a next set. Okay, nice little half punish, I guess, there on the down forward from Mars. Kind of surprised just because of the animation of her hop kick that didn't happen. Either way, still going to get the wall splash. Ooh, not really much of a follow-up there. Nice break on the grab. Okay, once again, nice break on the grab. A little poking. Now Weasel, he gets that timing in there. He knows how to hit buttons. Especially online, even if the connection is good, just that tiny little bit of lag can make a lot of this, dynamic entry and all that stuff real hard to deal with. So, but Mr. J, no big deal, taking that first round. That's pretty long first round too. No one home on the stance 3. Once again, though, Mr. J not going with the full punish, so I'm wondering if he's just kind of using her standing 2 as like a test. Okay, is this punishable? I'm not quite sure, because her 2-2 is actually punishable, even though it's her 12-frame punish. It is a punishable punish, which is consistent with a lot of games. So, you're going to go to the wall here. He's going to do a wall break, some more wall stuff. Here we go. Boom, big combo. Now at least there's no more floors, so no more weird floor break nonsense. So far looking good for Mr. J. There we go. Okay, Weasel getting some momentum here. Down that 4. Oh, doesn't quite get the wall splat once. I don't believe that's negative 15. I think it's negative 13 or 14. That little swipe here from Mars. Now, while standing 2-1, that is punishable as well. It does feel like there might be a little bit of character unfamiliarity on Mr. J's part. But at the same time, I don't know how much Weasel plays against Katarina. So. Could be the same deal for him. No block on Hell Sweep. That Snake's Edge, whatever the hell you call it. Oh. Stance low. Alright, so Mr. J. Go ahead and take that one. Now it did look yeah, stance lows are very, very good. And her stance low is really, really goofy because it's a low, and even though it's real quick, it does have a jump that's in it. So if you try to do a low, she'll actually just jump it. But you can hit her out of it. You can get a float, so that's something. In fact, of all of her stance transitions, because she can transition into that stance from several strings or moves, only the quick swipe, so her stance 1, which is just kind of a quick slap, is unbeatable from some of those transitions. So the rest of them you can normally jab her out of it. But you know, of course, still really tough. And if she hits those moves like 1-1 or back 1 and goes into stance, you know, that of course gives her way more frames. And she can like quote unquote cancel the stance and do while standing moves, which gives her access to a bunch of other really good stuff. But, you know, it takes a moment for that cancel to actually happen, so you can still interrupt her. It's funny though, the big weakness of that stance is that a lot of those options have a tough time tracking, so kind of surprised that low there at the end was actually able to connect, because Weasel did step it, but just so happened to track that direction. But here we go. So Mr. J snagging that first match, but of course first to 3. So Weasel going to get plenty of opportunity here.
Round 1.
It does look like, well, obviously Mr. J has to stick with the pick of Katarina, but it does look like he didn't want to mess around with Master Raven in this set, so just try to get his wins and get out. Missed stance carried her a bit too far, so weird spacing stuff happened right there. Weasel putting together a little bit of pressure. Hasn't gotten a lot of damage out of it. Oh no. Tries to challenge after the first part of the hop kick. Well, he had the down forward 2-1. Now again, this is one of those things where, you know, I mentioned before in the last match that, you know, it appeared like Weasel was, or not Weasel, Mr. J was kind of guessing at some of the punishes and stuff with bars on his moves. So it might not be a bad idea for Weasel to, you know, maybe kind of test that knowledge a bit more. Oh, very nice.
Round 2.
Timeout. Hey, get one on the board. That's what you're looking for. So I do believe that string has, Mr. J just did 114, 113, something like that. I think that was break. It's the wall break. No tailspin because he used it on the wall. But still a pretty sizable life lead. Oh, nice duck. 2. Oh, nice parry. Together some damage here. Oh, some Oki. Alright, so he's got Mr. J ducking because of that stance low. Nice super. What a good read. It wasn't even a read. He just kind of chilled out, played patient. Saw that Mr. J went into the stance. Now he could have just stopped and done nothing, but you know, you're not going to do that. Why go into stance and not hit buttons? That makes no sense. Oh, here he comes. Weasel putting together some nice offense. Oh no, Mr. J coming back. Hop kick, we're going to the wall. Okay, this one kind of does a normal juggle, but still able to close out.
Round 5.
And I think it should be good, but let me know, guys, if I need to turn up the PS4. Should be okay. Nice, nice punish, little punish there. I think it's negative 13 while standing 2-1. At least he punished it. That's sort of the big. Weasel still has the life lead here. Oh no, the 1-1-2 frame trap. Gotta be real careful of that. Oh, okay, there we go. He alters the combo, but he already did a tail sweep. So. Now he's gonna get the combo, and this should do enough. I do believe that Weasel is gonna snag this one. He does.
You win.
So very nice adjustments. And in fact, there were some adjustments by Mr. J in that set too. Even though he didn't win the match, you know, the while standing 2-1, he did. You know, Weasel had kind of done that a couple times, and there was no punish on it. But Mr. J there, you know, finally, you know, kind of just felt it out and was like, okay, you know what, I think this is punishable, so let me go ahead and do that. And even if it's, you know, something simple as a while standing 4 punish, you know, you don't want to let people get away with stuff. And, you know, I've played Weasel many times, although I think, you know, he was playing on Wi-Fi, but he actually changed that recently. But it does seem like he has, you know, I have to amend my earlier statement. I think Weasel actually does have some experience against Katarina, because he seemed like he was doing pretty well there. So it was very nice, very nice. And I do think that, you know, even though there were some adjustments there by Mr. J, it did still feel like there was a little bit of unfamiliarity with Lars. So, you know, perhaps there's some tricks and stuff that Weasel can still throw out there to throw Mr. J off guard. But yeah, very nice adjustment by Weasel to tie the set up.
Get ready for the next battle.
And as I have mentioned before, and I will keep mentioning, you know, we do count match wins, because, you know, it lowers the possibility of a tie. So, so it's important either way, even if you, and they switch sides on me, but even if you don't, you know, don't get the win, the set win, still really important to get match wins, because that increases your chances, of course. And I need to let Blake know he's going to be up too. Alright, so here we go. Now it's Mr. J's turn to make some adjustments and try to get the set match lead once again. Oh, nice parry on the PK combo. Good reaction there. Nice break on the 1+2. That felt like could have had more than oh, he knows. Saw Weasel ducking the down 4-2-4, so now he's going to spam the down 4-2-2. Now it is dangerous. You know, I said before, down 4-2-2 is punishable. It's the mid option, but it's punishable. This is how you need to play Katarina. You got to just spam those down 4-1s. Nice on the unblockable tricksiness. Oh boy. And the lift. Oh, so much patience there. So much patience there by Mr. J. Take it to the wall this time. After losing, or excuse me, after winning a really close round, Mr. J put a really big lead here. Now, once again, that's a punishable string there, but no punish from Mr. J. So. Oh, no whip punish right there. Pretty big. We've got a long way to go. Now he can put it together. Oh, not able. The down forward ones. Our down forward one is so good. Nice little match here together is Mr. J. We'll definitely pop off. Okay, nice, well, kind of a weird position. I don't know why he did it so close to it. But I think it's at least -12. Yeah, Weasel. Nice little combo there. Oh boy. Didn't even like try to guess it. Just down back for it.
KO.
Able to get the counter in.
Round 4. Fight.
I'm not exactly sure what happened there. Weasel was just expecting like a one-hit move. Managed to catch Mr. J in the middle of some little wall fall over there. Oh, his knee. Y'all like his knee is very good. Massive count. Weasel with the orbital. Okay, gonna tie this match up.
Final round. Fight.
Rub around. Rub around. Bouncing back and forth. Who's gonna take it? Oh, no punishment. That was even a Magic 4. Still 12 frames. I think he's just having a little bit of trouble recognizing it. Oh, that's, oh, I thought he was going to get the conversion. Doesn't quite get it. All right, here come the stance lows. And the counter hit me once again. Give me that 30%. Fell sweep. Arc blast for a counter sidestep. All right, we're getting crazy. Getting crazy. That was a nice comeback. And while we have a moment here, what's up, everybody? 1 second. Sorry. But yeah, what's up, everybody? Any newcomers here to the stream tonight? Happy Tuesday. I hope your weeks are going well. We are in our third set of the night. It's a 4-man round robin pool, so there are 6 sets total. And just kind of look into the crystal ball here. You know, these normally take about 2 hours, so we're almost halfway through it. And once we are done, I'll probably go off or go offline for a little bit, and then probably come back online later. But here we go with the last match. Sorry, got a little distracted there. So Weasel, of course, has put himself, nice little comeback there, so he has put himself on a set match point.
Get ready for the next battle.
Do it tomorrow. Okay. All right, and it looks like we did just have somebody who's in tomorrow's pool did just let me know that they were unfortunately not going to be able to make it. So yeah, for anybody tuning in, if you're interested, if you're not in the tournament, if you want to join last minute, exclamation bracket will actually take you to the bracket for this pool, but you can get to the other ones just by clicking on my name, my handle at the top of the screen. So if anybody wants to enter there. Otherwise, here we go. So Weasel putting together a nice little offensive comeback there for the last match. Put himself on set point. He is looking to close this out. Playing real aggressive. Once again, this is kind of what I was talking about. Like he's using some moves that Mr. J is not like getting max punishes on. So I think Weasel kind of feels that there's some lack of knowledge there as well. Wants to take advantage of it. Mr. J, of course, not going to make things easy. After a pretty big deficit there, has his own little comeback. So he's not trying to lose this. He's trying to win. Okay, opts to that was definitely an accent, that drop combo. Doesn't matter. It's, even with a half combo, still gets 70% lead. But once again, Weasel. Kind of a story of comebacks here. Oh, nice block on the low. It doesn't matter that he doesn't punish it. He's putting together some nastiness here. Oh, there it is. So yeah, this is an interesting set because both of them, like, they can't feel comfortable in their lead right now. Even when you get 70-80% life lead, the other player just had a tendency to come back. So So even right now, Mr. J on his was on his way to a perfect. Weasel barely missed that punish, but still able to fight his way out of the wall. Once again, oh, that's a punch. Well, I think that's just jab. Could be wrong.
KO.
So yeah, that was unfortunate. That seemed just like
Fight.
kind of a couple missed punishes. Otherwise, big whip on the forward back two though. Puts Mr. J in a nice position. Kind of gets some weird wall stuff happening there, but down forward 2-2, wall splat, and he ties it well. So yeah, back and forth. But like I said, I can't say this enough. Wins matter. Like the match wins, specifically matter. Because both of these guys, no matter what, the most points that they can walk away with from an individual set is 3. So they already have 2. So you can't feel too bad. In particular, Weasel, since this is his first set, so he still gets 6 more opportunities, match opportunities, at the very least, to add to that count. Gotta be feeling good. Now, Mr. J, of course, won his set against Deadshot, so he is now officially tied with Deadshot at 5 points. So he wants to looking to take the lead. Ooh, I'm gonna take a breath here. But happy Tuesday, everyone. Any newcomers to the stream, we will be doing lots more Tekken. This is just kind of a 1-week thing, although we are going to be doing the top 8 for the people that advance from these pools. We'll be doing that next week. It's looking like next Friday is most likely the date. It's not set yet because we had to, this little league that we're doing, there were a lot of last minute scheduling adjustments, so since there's only 8 people advancing, I'm kind of touching base with every one of them to see what days work best. And it looks like they're switching sides on me again. But yeah, if you like what you're watching and you want to see more Tekken, even once this league is done, I will be playing lots of Tekken with some of the people that you're actually seeing in the league, in fact. So yeah, I also plan on playing lots of, going to play some Heroes of the Storm, and I'm also going to be playing some games with the wife, which should be a lot of fun. So definitely give the channel a follow. If you really love us, consider subbing or donating, something along those lines. Really appreciate it. But here we go. The last match here in this set. Weasel putting together a nice little half life bar lead. But as I mentioned before, this has just been pendulum back and forth. So nice punish on top kick. This time patiently waits for the second hit. Yeah, these guys, they can't rest on their laurels. They not at all feel comfortable with these leads. They need to stay hungry, stay aggressive. Try to close these rounds out. And there we go. That's the down 4-2-1 rip. Nice connection. Doesn't need a big combo. Side step to the start. Oh, barely misses the 2-2 there. Of course, has that orbital safe option. Oh, now the stance low is coming out again. Yeah, I'm actually going to look that up because I can't remember how. Jay putting together a little combo of his own. There's half bar.
Round 3.
Right back. We're trading rounds. Alright, once again, Weasel taking some chances against that down 4-3 string. Katarina. Oh, misses the wall follow-up. That is a momentum killer. Ooh. Okay, it looks like a back 4 rip. Nobody home. He does have the red dress, but big deficit here. At least recently, oh, nice punish. Doesn't get the max punish, but he gets it. Snake's edge. Oh, no wall. Barely misjudges the wall there. That was kind of weird.
KO.
All right, yep, orbital.
Round
When in
4.
doubt, orbital.
Fight.
Pretty much the truth for every character that has one. So right now, both these guys protecting their leads once they get it. I suppose that bodes well for Mr. J in this round. Oh, 2 while standing ones in a row. No punish from Mr. J though. Doesn't seem to matter. Getting the conversions. Nice float. Oh, doesn't hit the wall. That's punishable as well. Oh, block on the snake's edge, but he doesn't finish it. Getting crazy here. Nice break on the grab. All right. Nice break on the grab from Mr. J this time. Oh, this is exactly how this set should end.
Fight.
Last match, last round, final round. That's the down 4-2-1 rip. Unfortunately, no getting home to Mr. J. Off to the side of the lead here. No break on the grab. Alright, Weasel's going to need to put together some magic here. Oh, things are not looking too good. Nice break. Still got a chance. Got the rage. Big whiff. Oh no. We gotta let it fly. We gotta let it fly on that perfect. Gotta let the clip fly. Very nice match. That was awesome. That was a very, very close set. So we will, okay, here we go. So, Oni. It's like, who's next? Alright, so let's update the pool counts here. So no one's going to go 0 for tonight, which is really, really good. Because this seems like a pretty even bracket. So that is our count. I'm going to update challenge here in a second. That was good. That was a good set. Alright, so right now this is going to be Mr. J's last set of the night. So right now he did, with that win, he did take the win count lead. So Oni, like, none of these guys are out of it. So Mr. J obviously is in the best position since he has he's won both of the sets that he's played. But Oni still has 2 sets to play. He's only played against Deadshot. So, you know, if he can win this one and maybe win some matches against Weasel. Now, Weasel, of course, even though he lost that set, still managed to get 2 wins. So that's really, really important, especially when you factor in that Oni, when he played Deadshot, even though he did get a point, he only got 1 point. So gotta look at it from all angles. All these guys are still in it, and I certainly hope for more sets like that, because that was a lot.
Get ready for the next battle.
Sorry, just kind of getting things set up here.
Desculpa, mas você vai ter que morrer.
Round 1. Fight.
And then what we'll do, even if Oni wins this set, just so that we can get Deadshot in here, since he's, you know, again been sitting on the bench for a minute, we will do the Weasel and Deadshot set after this one. And then we will finish it out with Oni versus Weasel. Alright, now we're done with that. Alright, so pretty even so far, but Mr. J, of course, getting that hop kick right there, so he's not, it won't kill, of course, but obstacle, Loki and Oni, just whatever, get your low out of here. Mr. J still with a sizable lead here. One super will certainly end it. And there we go. There's finally we're seeing some punishes there on the Tooth Fairy. So he's gonna have to be real careful with those, especially with Katarina's long dancer's legs. I mean, look at that range. Be careful with it. Oh, wow. I think that's back 2 is the notation for that. Big swipe. Real patient, real defensive. Oh, nice palm. And that will get really close. Oh, not quite. Oh, I actually like that decision. I like that decision. Fake out the aggression.
KO.
Close it out with PK count.
Round 3. Fight.
Oh, nice parry on the stance low. Garbage damage. But this will be pretty big. Oh no, drops the ender. Ugh. Oh wow. Okay, interrupts the down forward 1 with the 1+2. Oh, if he had held it just a little bit longer, I think he still would have gotten the top kick. But that's what I was talking about earlier though. It's so weird. Like, why would you hop kick a reversal? You have a snake edge, man. Do that. Snake edge. Dude, this is the best stage in the game. Don't hate. Neither can split. Alright, Dave putting together some stuff. Got a pretty good lead here going. Oh, Oni goes for his own hell sweep, but nobody home. Alright, backs up. Play that patient game. Mr. J, of course, doesn't care. Man, doesn't even try to attempt a whip punish. Nice break. 1+2. Regular. Regular throw. Regular throw again. Alright, I think Mr. J is playing a little too patient here. Just kind of letting some whip punish opportunities go by the wayside, but not gonna matter. Able to put together enough pokes there at the end. Close that one out. Now for Mr. J, if he gets one more match win, he guarantees himself a spot to advance. Because at worst case scenario, if he gets one more win, that would put him at 8. And worst case scenario is that one other person in the group would tie him. But since 2 people are going to make it out, you know, that's irrelevant. So as long as he just gets one win, he doesn't even need to win the set. Just needs to get one more match win, and he will be advancing. And just so that there's not silence, I actually do have to run to the restroom here in a moment, but I will wait until the match actually starts. And I have to say, one thing that I love, so I got a new computer, right, you know, just for any newcomers that maybe weren't here on Sunday when I was streaming. I got a new computer last week, super excited, I love my new computer, and I can actually play Tekken on PC now and stream at the same time. One thing that I do love about playing PC Tekken is that the load times are so much better than PS4. It's crazy. It's night and day how fast it is on the computer, on the PC. I like how that little bump in Asuka's clothing on that picture, it looks like a huge nipple. Like, what is going on? Yeah, dude, I'm really excited because I've mentioned this several times now, but I'm going to be I'm going to be playing other games aside from Tekken because I want to start streaming more. And Heroes of the Storm is a game that I'm going to go back to and try that out for a little bit because I had a lot of fun when I used to play it. I don't think I would have been able to play that game and stream it at the same time without this computer. So really excited. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to step away for a second. So sorry that the commentary is going to stop, but I do have and enjoy this match.
KO. Round 2. Fight. KO. Round 3. Fight. Round 4.
Here we go.
Fight.
I am back. It looked like only got himself a little down there. Mr. Jace with the lead. Oh, nice sidestep. 1+2 strategy. Oldest time. Alright, that's really well standing. 1+2, but nobody there. Oh, good cancel, but good talk there. He doesn't match him so bad. No punish on the down forward 2-2. I know Oscar's punishes aren't great, but he still could have 2-3. Down forward 1 pressure. Oh, into snake edge OP. Oh boy. Read the attack and well, there it be. Alright, so Mr. J, he's in. I said this before the match started, but all he needed was to get 2 in this set, and that guarantees that he will advance. So I guess congratulations to him. Now, of course, I'm sure any competitor, even if they've guaranteed themselves something, they play to compete, so I'm sure he's not going to just lay down for this last match. Still going to try to close it out 3-0. Then, yeah, man, thanks for stopping by, John. I appreciate it. Oh, snap. Taifu 13. For those who don't know, that's Deadshot. So, thanks for the follow, my man. And thanks for signing up, by the way, too. Like, I can't say that enough. It was kind of sad. It was a double-edged sword. It's sad on the one hand that we weren't able to get as much interest in this season as we have had in past seasons. But at the same time, I really appreciate the people that did sign up, and this will give me more time to get something bigger going.
Get ready for the next battle.
We can come back to this. Of course, anybody else who's new to the stream, who's watching and enjoying the content, definitely consider following the channel. We will have, even though we won't necessarily have a lot of online tournament stuff going on after this week, I will still be playing Tekken quite a bit because I am trying to prepare for the Red Bull event that's in Minnesota in July, and I will also be going to EVO at the beginning of August. So, like to have decent performances there. So I'll be playing
Fight.
new outfit here. I don't know what that's supposed to be. don't think I'm a fan of the hair. In any case, Mr. J put together a 2-2 punish, little other poke stuff. So bit of a lead, although that's going to dwindle here. Oh, misses the 4-4-3. Or no, sorry, it's down. It's not a guaranteed up back 4, but it's pretty tough to get out of that after the grab. I believe it's only one side. We're going to do 1+2 there, so we're going to the wall. Alright. Sizable lead here for Oni. Now the unfortunate thing here is that Oni, even if he manages to win this round, I believe he's won a single round every match, or the previous 2 matches. I think it was the second round that he won. Alright, wall, no, not going to get too much there on the wall follow-up. Still in a good position to close this out. Goes for the blue stuff and then the mix-up afterwards. Oh, no punish on the flip. Or I should say just a really small punish. Oh boy.
Round 3.
Oh, just a sliver on that one. So this time Oni is not going to take this the round. Oh. Boy, now he's just getting plagued by the buttons gods. Get weird drops. Nice parry though on the low. God, that combo just looks so whack. Looks like such a whack combo. One thing I like that I'm seeing from Oni is that he is moving around well. So I don't think this is going to close it out. Oh, never mind. It will close it out. I take it back. I take it back. Alright, GG's my friends. So he did not lose a set, of course. So you know, Mr. J, he had already with the second win, he had already guaranteed himself, you know, a spot in top 8. But of course, it's always good to win every set that you play. And we will do dead shot. Took a minute to load there. Alright, so let's update the counts here so everybody knows where we are. So unfortunately Oni did not get any wins. So it's even though Oni he can play upset maker a little bit. It kind of depends on how this set goes, because you know, Weasel still has 2 sets left. So at most he can get 8. So what Deadshot's primary concern here is to win the set. It doesn't matter how he does it. It can be 3-2. If he wins the set, he would finish with 8 wins, and Weasel at best would be able to finish with 7. So and this is you know, this is just, and from Weasel's perspective, if he wins the set, again, even if it's a 3-2, so long as he wins the set, and then he can, with his set against Oni, he would sort of be in the same position that Deadshot is right now. You just have to get 2 wins, and then he'd be in. So very, very important is this set in determining who will get to advance. Should update the names here. The pressure is definitely on. That is true. Okay, we're gonna switch over here. See if they're on the right sides. I'm not sure if they will be. They're not, which is okay. We can fix that. And once again, anybody who wants to follow along, you're welcome welcome to do so. Exclamation bracket will give you a link to the bracket in challenge, which I am updating, keeping updated as well.
Round 1.
Sorry, I'm just
Fight.
communicating with Mr. J here, so sorry if my commentary is a little light. Get back in. Very close match here. Alright, so dead shot to super. Oh, nice blue stuff. I was going to say super would be no longer an option for dead shot because he only had a sliver yet. Sliver left. So the absorption there was much good. Oh god, that jumping string is so nasty. For whatever reason, every Miguel player can hit that damn thing, counter hit all the time. No punish on the wall standing one. Break on the 1+2. Alright, so Weasel playing a little patient here. Gonna just wait for an opportunity. That was kind of goofy. I mean, I know Miguel ducks his head down, but he didn't do that. Little break on the 1+2, and that's just going to close it out. So dead shot, nice response there.
Fight.
Weasel had a very good round 1, so no reason to think that he can't just come right back. Oh, nice challenge on the jabs, blocking down that force. That for how big a stun that is off the down back 4, that did not feel like a very good dead shot, but he still does have a big lead, and of course he's going to close it out right there with the shove. Alright, so dead shot, 2 straight rounds after losing that first one. Putting together some nice offense. Oh, big whiff. Oh, drops the combo. Feels like he's been having that issue all night. Oh, very nice. That sucked. That felt like Weasel kind of had a couple weird follow-up options there and didn't quite get what he wanted. Find himself with a life deficit. Oh, is that the big one? It's not, it's the small one. Oh, and goes for the unblockable setup. Oh no, does he get the wall spot he wants, and he's not going to win that. Oh. That was unfortunate for Weasel. Felt like he had he definitely had opportunities. So if you're going to go into this next match, you know, at least focus on the positives. Because it did feel like Deadshot gave him plenty of chances to steal those rounds. So that's always positive. And then from Deadshot's perspective, of course, you know, all you gotta do is you know, clean up a couple things, especially those juggles. Of course, Weasel was having the same issues, but it seems like that's been the big issue with Deadshot tonight. I don't really want to say that like you have to optimize every little thing. Like even high-level players will miss stuff, you know. But you want to be at least getting 85-90% of what an optimized combo would be. So, and it feels like he's dropping, you know, half combos and all this other stuff. So gotta. Okay, so it's looking more and more like we're going to be doing top 8 on Friday, next Friday, which is July 6th. I mean, that setup at the wall, it's I I mean, it's one of those things where you have, it's kind of like Dragunov's blue stuff, right? You just, you gotta take a guess. Are you going to challenge it or are you not? Because if you're going to challenge that, then all of a sudden he has other stuff that he can do to punish you for challenging it. So, you know, it's still a mix-up. I don't think that, especially when you're up against the wall and you can't really step all that well, just one of those things where I don't feel like it's gimmicky at all. Like, it's a gimmick if it's out in the open, but especially at the wall, like, there's so much, or so many limitations that you have with your movement and options. I don't think it's that bad. So. Oh, nice counter hit on the low. Off to here. Weasel chipping away at it. Okay, gets the counter hit. Goes for the down forward 12 for the mid option, but nice little pokes here, and then of course the shoulder rush. Oh, gets the float. Nice conversion. Oh, the stance stuff at least put him far enough away that he didn't get whiff punished, but he's now spent his rage and dead shot. Oh, that could have been it. That could have been it with the punish.
KO.
Not going to matter though. We were able to close it out there with the down back 2-1. One of the better pokes. Stance cancels. Okay, let's doesn't get hit by the lost game 2-1. Punish it. Oh, so this will get really close. It should get to the wall, actually. Oh no. But that's okay. Still able to stay calm and collected.
Fight.
While staying tuned is negative 12, so we'll go to the wall. Okay. Doesn't get a great wall splat, but I think that was probably the best that he could have gotten is that shoulder. So. Put it in there. Oh, nobody home on there. The hop kick, but no punish for Weasel. 3 gets the frames. Side step 2. Oh, counter hit knee. Eats up jabs. Oh, and again. Counter hit knee. That thing is nasty.
You win.
Alright, so Weasel answers back. The 1-1. Both of them. Now it's Deadshot's turn to go back to the drawing board, see what kinds of things he needs to change. It does see like it's everybody. Well, no, I shouldn't say everybody. The only other person Weasel has played is Mr. J tonight, but it does seem like there's a little bit of lack of Lars knowledge, which can happen. He's not a character that's played a ton. But while standing 2-1, that's a negative 12 punish that you have to take advantage of. What else did we see that? So Mr. J, of course, won that set, but it was a very close set, and I know there were some other things that he wasn't punishing. Down forward. No. What is it? It's that back 3-4. Is that what it is? Yeah, back 3-4. So that's a long range punish Lars has, but that's negative 12. Some other things.
Get ready for the next battle.
Otherwise, I think he's just playing strong. I mean, obviously the down forward 2-1 for Lars, you got to be able to duck that second hit. Otherwise, he's just getting away with murder. But we'll see. We'll see what kind of adjustments Deadshot has in store. Oh boy, he's load times. And yeah, what's up everybody? Any newcomers in the viewership out there? Thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys are having a good Tuesday. Doing some competitive tech in here, no big deal.
Fight.
Here we go. Everybody using a different costume every time. Oh, nice block on the sweep, but that is definitely a feels bad man moment. You miss the big punish and then you get hop kicked. Still fairly even right now. Okay, there we go. Finally goes for that stop. I was wondering when he was going to go for that. Oh, it just does the up. Go for, okay. Guess is that Deadshot was going to challenge on the blue stuff, but he does not. So Burns, just lets the back 3-4 rip. Once again, I mentioned it right before the match started. That is a negative
Round 2. Fight.
Punching with the magic horse. Weasel here certainly not out of it by any means. Just has to clean up some stuff. Nice duck finally on that string. Deadshot, I mentioned Weasel getting away with murder on some things, but Deadshot has been getting away with murder on that string all night. So nice to see finally getting punished there. Okay, we got some stance mix-ups, no break on the 1+2. I think that was punishable. That or he was a little bit late. No duck on the string this time. A whiff on the hop kick, but Weasel already had it in his mind that he was going to do down back 4, so I think it was technically a punish, but wasn't using it as a punish. Deadshot. Two rounds here. Weasel has come back before. Down 2 rounds to Mr. J. He had himself a reverse broom. Oh, big punish.
Round 4.
Feels like Deadshot just ran into that third hit. I don't think that whole string is a natural combo, but it didn't really matter. Enough damage. Oh, nice pop up. Break once again on the 1+2. Oh, nice. Weasel knows though. He going low for that string, but nothing. Oh, once again. So yeah, that's so Deadshot just kind of keeping the pace, doing everything that he was doing in the previous match, and Weasel unfortunately not taking as much advantage of those opportunities, still unfortunately for him, because he got we had a few situations there with the hop kick whiffed, and he had a good sidestep, but just kind of opts for down back 4. But that's one of those things when you kind of have to step back, and especially for this doesn't apply necessarily to Weasel, but for anyone who's out there who's like picking up the game or new at it and trying to get better. One thing that if you have those matches where you could have won it, and there's just these little moments where you're not quite getting what you want, you're missing chances for big damage, just kind of step back, kind of eliminate the flow chart a little bit, try to be a bit more conscious and deliberate with your movement and your decisions. Because really the only reason that Weasel wasn't getting those big conversions, especially on whiffs, was just that he was kind of flow charting it a little bit too much, I guess, is the best way to phrase it. Because after the sidestep, he was already doing something, already had a plan, and was just kind of going with it. But sometimes just kind of relax, play a little bit more patient, and take advantage of those opportunities. So they are switching sides here, so I will do this. Whoop. It's kind of a random side switch there. But Weasel not out of it by a long shot. Now, I mentioned at the start of the set that it was very important for Deadshot, even if he doesn't win this set, to still get points. Right now he's sitting at 7.
Round 1.
So even if Weasel comes back and wins this set, there's still a possibility that Deadshot would advance. We need to play it upset. Make it. So right now, pretty even. Back at the Lost Temple, shape stage. Weasel. Oh boy. Deadshot. Not even going to try to guess on There we go. Nice punish. Oh, wow. That was kind of weird. It felt like the shoulder was a little late, but I don't know if it was too late. Oh, nice duck. No punish. The more that he chips away, the less opportunities Deadshot has to beat that raid. It's not going to matter. Oh, big whiff. Oh, still gets the big boot.
Round 2. Fight.
I highly doubt it's nerves. It's probably more connection. But got some goofiness going on. Nice parry. Knows he plays against Miguel. That was coming out. Nice block. Only gets a lost man. Oh wow. Miguel. So good. The only problem, of course, is that it is a little expensive. Nice break there. I was gonna say Weasel has the red stuff, but
Round 3.
Deadshot able to get the float combo there a little bit. Float combo. Alright, Weasel putting together the frame traps. Deadshot. Trying to get cute with the down forward ones, but Weasel challenging with the jabs. Now putting together a nice combo with the down forward 2-1. Oh boy, goes for the hell sweep. On the 1+2, Deadshot trying to make the comeback here. Alright, so armor on the super is irrelevant now. There we go. Waits for the twitch from Deadshot. Throws out the back 3. So Weasel still in it. Got a long road though. No break on the normal. Oh, just a tad late on that punch. It's kind of far away though, so I don't oh, doesn't quite get the conversion. Gets the lost 2-1 into the 1+2. Okay, round 3. Sidestep 2. Big dammy. No duck on the 3-2, but doesn't matter. He's gonna. Oh. For a second there, I thought the down forward 2-1 was down back 2-1. I didn't say shoulder, but it just ended there.
Final round.
Did not have the time. Weasel fighting back, clawing back. Did not want to go out yet. Like, no. Let me get another win. Extend this. Oh, no punish on the hop kick. Another hop kick. Oh, Deadshot getting away with murder here. No break on the 1+2. Oh god. Up 4-3 straight. Oh, a nice block on the down back 4. Just playing patient. He's got life to give up. He's just gonna beat up those ankles. So we only got one more set left. I will update the count here in a moment. Alright, so it is a bit unfortunate. I was hoping that the last match, when in a round robin, like this is sort of the downside of a round robin, is that it's possible that you can have a last set that doesn't really affect anything. And unfortunately that does appear to be the case here, because as I will update this and you guys can see. So after winning that set, even though Weasel was able to get a point out of that set, unfortunately, even if he wins this set against Oni, he would still only have 6 points. So we'll see. I don't know where Oni went. I actually sent him a message. Weird. I sent him a message and he never got back to me on the message, and I just sent him an invite. He hasn't responded yet. he was, I mean, he was around, obviously. He played his second match, but I guess, oh, there he is. Okay, just, okay, then he got booted. What happened? Alright, I'll resend it, because he popped into the lobby, and then all of a sudden he was gone. So, I don't know if it dropped him or what happened. So we'll try this one more time here. So while we're trying to figure this out, once again, hello everybody, especially newcomers to the stream, to the channel. Thanks for tuning in on this glorious Tuesday. I hope your guys' weeks are going well. So we have tonight's pool, which is of course, I mean, for all intents and purposes, it's wrapped up, but we do have one more set that I always want to play. You know, I don't want to cheat people out of their sets, regardless of whether the set matters or not. So we will for sure play this out. But Mr. J and Deadshot will be advancing from this this pool. But we have one more pool tomorrow that will finish us out, and then we will do top 8 next week. And it is looking like we're going to be doing Friday night, so July 6th. So we'll finish all that out. Now, since it was a pretty small league, as far as like entry numbers are concerned, everybody in top 8 was already guaranteed to get money. But I think I'm going to give a little bit of something to everybody else as a thank you for signing up. And if you're new to the channel and want to see more Tekken, even after we're done, I will be playing lots more Tekken in the future. My stream schedule is Monday through Thursday evening. And I'm actually going to even try to stream longer too. Like normally I only stream for a couple hours, like we're only at 2:06. So we're probably going to finish around 2:30, 2 hours, 30 minutes. But I'm going to start streaming for like 4 or 5 hours. But I want to practice for the Red Bull event in Minnesota that's happening next month, and as well as Evo. And then I want to get some more content going, so I'm going to be streaming Heroes of the Storm, because I used to play that game, and then I stopped for various reasons. It just kind of felt like a waste of time. But now it doesn't, since I'm streaming. So I very much enjoyed playing that game when it was out. So, but here we go. So Weasel going to try a different character here, and they did switch sides. But also something that's really fun that we're going to be doing is my wife and I are going to be streaming some games as well. So we'll probably start next week most likely, but we might do a stream on Thursday since we don't have any online league rules going on Thursday. So definitely give the channel a follow. But here we go. So Oni. So mostly this is going to be a set for Pride, although Weasel playing Lily, so he's kind of getting crazy on it. But he's going to stick with the main, Asuka, and so far has not been touched, so working out well in that sense. But Weasel finally getting some damage there. Gets the flip. Here. That 4-4-3 is so nasty. She's gonna go into that stance. Crazy. Alright. Burns the rage. He opts for a poke. Now Lily with the rage. KO. Nice jab punch, and the down 4-2 gonna close it out right before the timer goes off. Break on the 1+2. I'm looking back here a little bit. Here we go. A little bit of struggle going on. Certainly seems like you're a little out of practice here with Lily. Flip again. And here we go. At least we're seeing something that it doesn't hard counter the reversal, but at least a grab can get reversed. Better option than nothing. Weasel have the strongest start in the very first round, but was able to come back and snag that round and find himself in a 2-round lead in this first match. Tony not through yet. Gets himself a nice little juggle there. About what? 30% life lead. Oh, and that could do it. Get real close. Yep. Closes it down.
Round 4. Fight.
A little posturing going on here. That stance is so nasty. Lily definitely way better than her T6 Tag 2 versions. Doesn't even matter right now though. Only. Juggle. So much really stuff this time. He is, oh, okay, burns the rage. Oh, and the back three is going to stuff the down forward.
Final round. Fight.
For Asuka's her boxes get very, very small when she does back three. Both a low and a high crush. Alright, throw out the top kicks. Not a huge juggle, but far. I hate that low parry combo. It does such guarded damage. I'm sure it's probably like the most you can do, but God, that's like embarrassing. I know low parry combos don't do like a ton of damage, but that thing is back and forth now. Oh, I think that's gonna do it. Alright, so Weasel, first one on the board. And once again, since we have a lot of time here in between the matches, thanks everybody for tuning in. Of course, happy Tuesday. I don't know how many people out there are watching AGDQ, but yeah, I keep saying AGDQ, it's the wrong one. It's SGDQ, Summer GDQ. I've been watching that a bunch throughout the day. It's nice background noise. I spend most of my days, most of the day, I should say, watching my kid. And it's real easy to put that on in the background and have something to watch while I'm taking care of my stuff. But the plan tonight, I have mentioned this before, but once this is done and we are wrapped up with the pool, I'm going to go offline for a little bit, take a little bit of a break, probably, I would say roughly a half hour. But I'm going to play some more Tekken tonight, and as I see no reason why I shouldn't stream it, so we'll just go offline, take a little break, and we'll be back later to do some late night Tekken. So if you're looking for more Tekken, we will have more coming up. So if you're new to the stream, definitely give the channel a follow. I know these guys would appreciate it, as of course would I. And we got lots of stuff planned for the future. So, and of course we have one more pool tomorrow night at the same time. So, which I guess, by the way, since we're waiting, it's looking right now, because we had somebody drop out tonight, it's going to be a short pool tomorrow because we only have Chewy, A-Visions, and Invanes. But we'll see if somebody wants to step into that spot, because I think there was at least one person that was asking about it.
Round 1.
About
Fight.
Wednesday, so I have a feeling we'll find somebody to substitute. But in any case, Hazel, okay. And once again, I just don't get it. Like okay, so when you play against Asuka, you should have an anti-reversal move locked and loaded. So if the person ever does a reversal, you know exactly what you're going to go to. And for Lily, I don't think she has like a lot of knees and elbows, but
KO.
Snake Edge. You got a Snake Edge. She has a Snake Edge.
Round 2. Fight.
Or some kind of low or something. But Because I think that little poke that he did, it was, I believe the notation was down back one or back one or something like that. But I'm pretty sure that that is reversible. I don't think that's wrong. Oh boy, we got snakes that can happen. Only getting the better of it right now. Oh, counter hit me. Doing some damage.
Round 3. Fight.
Alright, wow, Weasel just kind of making all the right decisions right now. Not really optimizing anything, but you know, if you're guessing right all the time, there's no need to optimize. Because you're just gonna win. Oh, gets the back three, but no follow-up. Okay, so I was gonna say I was weird spacing on that, so I didn't think it was gonna give me too good of a wall spot. Weasel gonna take the lead in this match once again. Lots of offense coming out of Weasel, but Oni can definitely you know, sneak some moves in here. A couple grabs, that'll certainly get you back into the match. One thing I don't see Oni using a whole lot that I'd really like to see more of is 2-3. Like he can punish a hop kick with it, so could have done that a couple times, but also just as a general whiff punish, I guess it's really good. And it's like all she has. Here come the elbows. Oh boy. No connection on the blue stuff for Weasel, but Oni's gonna get his. Oni trying to tie it to set. Oh, that was kind of goofy. He initially ducked it and then came back up for it. Still whiffed. Alright, half life lead here. I think that was a drop. Like, I don't think he was like trying to bait anything. Because that move, that string does work. So. Gotta be real careful with the back against the wall. So this will not kill, but it'll get real close. I do like that Oni opts to run up and block, but I don't think that that you have to get super defensive with that. If you block and you don't see anything, I think you can just do stuff. So. Oh, didn't quite have enough time to use the super as a whiff punish. That was unfortunate, because had he done a hop kick or pretty much anything else, I think he would have snagged that, but yeah, some stuff there, but yeah, what's up everybody? Like, I have nothing else to really talk about right now. We got the online lead going, of course. Last pool is tomorrow, and then I'll find something to stream on Thursday. We haven't quite decided what yet, and then we'll do Monday through Thursday next week. Well, actually, I'll reevaluate that next week, because since it looks like we're gonna do top 8 next Friday night, I don't know if I'm really I don't feel like streaming more than 4 days a week. I want to try to increase the length of my streams first before I start streaming on more days. But so with that, I'll probably do like Monday through Wednesday, and then we'll do the top 8 on Friday. But we'll see how everything
Get ready for the next battle.
happens. Oh, Weasel. I like it. Trying to be flashy for the viewers. Alright. I can forgive it. Asuka looking real good. She's the low-key waifu, right? Low-key waifu. Like, no one talks about her in this game. They're always talking about God, who are the top waifus? You have Katarina. I mean, as Eris would say, she ain't nothing but a hoochie mama. But you got Katarina, you got Nina, Anna when Anna was in the game.
Round one.
Who else is up there?
Fight.
I guess Josie, but she's new. Like she's new waifu. She's not legit old waifu. Asuka's been around for Weasel, your man of the people. Oh, we got crazies. Lucky Chloe is not a waifu. Not a waifu. That is a garbage character. Alright? Get that character out of this game.
Fight.
I need to bring up a cast list. Like, I can't, for some reason I'm blanking. I know there's more. Kazumi's kind of low-key. She doesn't have a lot of room to do that stuff. Unless you put her into, like, a bathing suit or something. Alyssa, excuse me. She's a robot waifu, right? Eliza, she's for sure a waifu. What else we got? Lily is definitely not a waifu. Leo is for sure. That's it. There's not, yeah, well, Slooch can suck it. He can disagree all he wants. That character is not a waifu. I think, like, we're missing some waifus, right? So, like, Anna is no longer in the game, but who else? I feel like I'm blanking. Oh, nice reversal. Look at Chloe, God. Like, her existence in Tekken is, like, legit offensive. Like, such blatant candor.
Great.
Blatant. Like, there's no hiding.
Fight.
No hiding what they were trying to do. Which is why I'm glad she's there. There's like 2 people in the whole world that can actually win tournament matches with that character. Ooh, Raven. Good one. I forgot about her. Because it used to be a dude, right? So, I mean, I guess Panda if you're into the furry stuff, but I'm guessing the majority of the market is not. Of course, Weasel gonna take that one. Raven's a good one, though. I forgot about that. Maven. What's up, guys? Hope everyone's having a good night. I'm really excited, to be honest, for like the next month and a half. Yeah, but Ling feels so weird because like they're starting to like make her her character design as if she's an actual woman, but like for so much of her existence in Tekken she was like underage, so it feels weird to call her a waifu. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Although, what was the in Tag 2 the other one, the Ling copy? What the hell was that girl's name? They had her all hoochied out. She had the hoochiest costume. Miharu, yes. She was a waifu. Like, they basically were like, hey, let's make a Ling that has a chest and a booty. And that's what that character was. They should have just replaced Ling with Miharu. Come on. Miharu. I would probably not hate that character design as much if it was Miharu.
Round 1.
This Lars outfit is so funny. He looks like, I guess it, well, so ironically, I guess that's what they, like the Japanese interpretation of the Deadpool, which I do believe the word for is Oni, right? But it looks like a fucking like a Neo reject. Like this character. Oh, Julia is for sure a waifu. I told you I was forgetting a bunch. I knew I was forgetting something. Yeah, Julia, and then of course Mama Chang. Come on, Wolf City, let's go.
Round 2. Fight.
Who else do they have? I don't know, we might have said them all. Zafina? She was okay. I would accept it. I didn't think like she was super duper waifu, but she's definitely like more waifu than Lucky Chloe and fucking Wayne. That's cool. She just felt like a weird character. Like she was so weird. They just sat there. They just kind of sat there, had this standoff, and then Weasel was like, "Oh yeah, down 4-2's an elbow." Yeah, you don't want to do that shit. And lightning screw is a move. The first hit of it. So Lars can definitely eat up with Weasel. Testing the waters there with the down 42. Got hell of a side step. Now, before we got totally sidetracked with the waifu discussion, I was gonna say this next month and a half is gonna be super cool because I'm actually really excited to start doing all this other stuff. And like, not only am I, it's weird how excited I am to start playing Heroes of the Storm because I'm not gonna, like, I mentioned this the other night, but I was pretty good at it for like how much time I put into it, and relative to the time I put into it, and like I was pretty good at that. And the only reason that I really stopped is because I had a bunch of other stuff that I should have been doing, and I really wanted to play with other people, like actual people that I knew. And I wasn't able to do that, so I felt like I was just wasting my time. But it's much less of a time waster when I have to stream, so I'm really excited to do it. And then I'm also really excited that the wife, speaking of waifus, wants to stream games with me. And she's never played the first Borderlands, excuse me, so we are going to be playing that at some point in the next week. Might do it Thursday, but otherwise Monday is probably looking like the target date for that. So that should be a lot of fun. The weekend of, what, 12th or whatever it is in July. What weekend is that? We have the Red Bull event. The 13th is a Friday, so it's on the 14th. It's that Saturday. We have a Red Bull event, and they asked me to stand by for commentary. Thanks much to Esam for giving me the shout outs. He would throw me for that. So, you never know, maybe we can build something off of that. And Oni's not gonna let this set end. He's like, nope, we got more Tekken, boys. Pride is on the line. But yeah, we got the Red Bull event, and then I guess this isn't stream related, but I'm really excited for Evo. I really am, because I haven't been. Vegas is like, granted, like I don't have enough money to be a globetrotter, but Vegas is super fun. It's my #1, like at least in the U.S. Vacation destination, and I haven't been there in a few years. Like I've been to Vegas many times, like probably a dozen times, and I've been to several Evos, but it's been a few years since I've done that stuff, and it's super fun. I love Vegas. I love going to Vegas. It's incredibly fun. So I'm really excited for that. And then maybe if we can get lucky, I can get a bunch of games in, with maybe some of the foreign folks. We'll have to see. My connections ain't as good as they used to be, at least not with the Koreans and the Japanese players. because it wasn't that I've ever like known any of those guys, but I, at least, you know, several years ago, I knew enough of the U.S. scene that I always knew somebody who knew some of the foreign people, so I could always find a way to get into like the Japanese players' rooms and stuff like that. Kind of hoping to do that again. Otherwise, I'm gonna just get wasted and play. What the hell is that game? The friggin' Chinese poker. Why can't I remember the name of it? It's like my favorite game. Pai Gow. There we go. Pai Gow. It's been a while. I'm gonna have to play some mock games of Pai Gow so I can remember all the rules. Because okay, so low key Vegas strats for anybody who hasn't been there. And obviously, Mr. J, you said that you were there last year. And yeah, it's funny. So like those dudes, that it's just such a weird like little economic thing that they got going, because you essentially have a lot of people that are clearly illegal immigrants, and none of them speak English. So like they have to devise these weird like methods, like slapping the cards and stuff. But you have just like this army of these people that are handing out the call girl cards, and then you know that's essentially like job security for like all the city workers that have to go out that morning and clean all that shit up. So, it's fucking weird. But no, low-key strats. So if you want to know like one of the best ways to just kind of hang out at the tables and get drunk for free, or maybe win some money, if you play Pai Gow. So Pai Gow is by far, I think, the slowest game, like table game that you can play at a casino. That's normally why there's not a lot of those tables available. And the game is like, it's one of those things where like for whatever reason, it's actually like, I don't want to say easy, but it feels like you win more in that game than normally, but you're just winning so slowly that a lot of people don't play it. But if you're just, you know, you get free drinks while you're at the table, so that's my strategy. Go play Pai Gow for a couple hours, get trashed, and most of the time I walk away with more money than I sat down for. Not a lot. It is what it is. Blackjack. Blackjack's too volatile. Weasel was up 2 rounds, and now all of a sudden he's giving it away.
Fight.
Yeah, we used to play the collectible game too with those cards. Kind of. And one year, like our first year going to Vegas, it wasn't our first Evo, because the first Evo that I went to with, along with a bunch of my friends, was the last year that they Evo'd in California, so it was at Cal Poly. But the very next year they did it in Vegas, and it wasn't on the Strip. It was at this Green Valley Ranch. So it was an off-strip resort, and I remember that is still the only time that I ever saw or was with or whatever anybody who actually did, you know, like set up a strip, like an in-room stripper or whatever. And it was really funny because like one kid was, I wasn't there for it, so like this is all hearsay, but I remember it was like a room of like 12 dudes, right? And this, they order this girl. Sounds so weird to say it, but yeah, they order the services of this girl, and she shows up with like one gigantic, you know, bodyguard dude. But you know, they're doing all the stripper stuff, and I guess she whips out the chocolate syrup, and they're doing stuff like that. But one of the kids, like, everyone basically peer pressured this kid. And nice on Oni. Weasel getting crazy over here and drops the set. But one of the kids they peer pressured into into doing some of the chocolate syrup stuff, and I guess he was a diabetic, so like all hell broke loose. Still the only time that I've ever seen somebody actually use one of those cards. All right. GG's, guys. Have a good night. All right, so we are going to disband this. I'm actually probably just going to keep the PS4 on. All right, so we'll update the win count, the official win count here. So Oni, of course, did win that set. But Weasel still finished ahead, so Deadshot and Mr. J are going to be advancing from this pool. So tomorrow we have our last pool, and thus far, because somebody had to drop, we only have 3 people right now. Like I mentioned earlier, I do think that we're going to find somebody who can substitute and jump in there, because I had a couple people that seemed like they wanted to be, that they were going to sign up, but for whatever reason just didn't do so early enough. So yeah, so right now it's looking like a short pool. We have Chewy, A-Visions, and In-Veins, but I have a feeling we'll find a 4th person. But of course, Mr. J and Deadshot now top 8. It's looking like next Friday, July 6th is when we're going to do that. What else? Oh yeah, and I'm gonna go offline, so I'm gonna end the stream for now. But I think I'm just gonna take like maybe a 30-minute break or so. And then there were some people that earlier in the day mentioned that they were going to jump on that I would like to play. So I do think that we're going to get some more tech in here. But I don't want to put a BRB screen up for a half hour. So it also makes it easier for me to export the matches over to YouTube. So with that, yeah, thanks for everyone who has tuned in here for the pool. Congratulations to Deadshot and Mr. J. And then if you guys don't find anything else to watch here in about a half hour, 40 minutes or so, I should be back on for some more Tekken so you can see me play. But otherwise, yeah, I hope everyone has a good night. And if you're just looking for competitive Tekken, we will we'll see if we can interest you again tomorrow night, same time, 8:30 Central. So yeah, I hope everyone has a good night, and I will be back in half hour, 40 minutes.